Good morning. Thank you all so much for being here today. Let's grab a yoga strap for class today. We are going to do little bit of everything. So a little bit of um, opening, lower body and upper body opening, as well as lower body and upper body strengthening. Um, do what you can, modify as you need to, and always make sure to have fun in the class. So when you're ready, let's set the strap to the side and let's find a comfortable seated position. So you can sit with your legs crossed at the ankles. You can sit on a pillow or a blanket to prop your hips higher than the knees. This helps to improve circulation. It's similar to sitting in a chair. It helps with our lower back so that you're not compressing your lower back by maybe forcing yourself to sit on the ground. So crossing at the ankles, and you can also take half lotus. Um, Hands can fall on the knees, palms face down to ground or calm the mind, and palms face up to give or receive energy. And when you're ready, when you feel set, we can let our eyes close. And first, paying attention to how you're seated, where your body is shifting to. So, if you're leaning slightly forward, draw back, bringing shoulders over hips and head above shoulders. If you're leaning to one side, come to the middle. If you feel the head tilting to one side, chin in the middle, and creating this whole body connected energy where our muscles, our bones, joints feel alive, aligns, and where our energy can flow freely throughout our body. And then pay attention to the body here. Notice if the shoulders are hiking up by the ears. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw or that space between the eyebrows. And let it relax. Finding a little softness in the body today. If you haven't done so already, let's start to slow down our breathing. Working with our Ujjayi breath. So this is an audible sound in the back of our throat that helps to massage our vagus nerve inside the throat. Vagus nerve is attached to our parasympathetic nervous system, which is in charge of relaxation. So we move from our sympathetic nervous system, which is in charge of fight or flight or freeze. And as we massage the back of the throat, we start to awaken the parasympathetic nerve. Feeling any stress from the morning, the day, slowly releasing. As we move into the space of present moment awareness. Bring your hands down to the earth in front of you. Chin slightly tucking down. And for a moment, moving beyond the layers of your floor. And if you're in an apartment, moving beyond the layers of your neighbors, moving beyond the layers of the concrete below you, and getting in touch with the ground, the earth, and allowing our energy from our hands to move in to the earth, and allowing the energy from the earth to come into us, fueling us for this practice today. Staying here for one more breath in. And exhale, pushing the energy down. Inhale, bring the arms up and over the head. Palms together. And exhale, bringing hands down to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Thumbs pressing against the chest. And taking a moment to find your intention for the class. Why you're here. Where you hope to have your energy flow. And with that in your mind, together we inhale through our nose. And we sigh out, exhale, letting go. Bringing the hands back to the knees, palms face down. Roll your shoulders back, lift the chest up, inhale. Exhale, round the shoulders forward, chin comes to chest. Inhale, round the shoulders back, lift the chest, look up. And exhale, round in, shoulders forward, chin to chest. Inhale, shoulders back, lift the chest. And exhale, round forward, shoulders forward. 2 more rounds. Allow your breath to guide the movement, not the movement to guide the breath. Breath is your medicine. Let this breath fuel your practice. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, nice tall spine. Exhale here. Beginning with a few hip rotations. So at first, keeping your spine tall. And think about stirring a pot of soup with the upper body. And the lower body is that pot of soup. So just taking one direction to start. And then go ahead and switch the direction. And it's almost like you're fighting the urge to round the spine. So just stay tall for another moment. And then switch your direction. And so switch your direction again to original. And then as you push back, push your spine back, rounding. And then as you inhale, push the belly forward, opening the heart. So almost like a circular cat-cow. And then bring your shoulders into this movement as well. So allowing shoulders to round forward as spine rounds back. And shoulders to open as spine comes forward. Take one more to this direction. And then switch. Rounding the spine back. And then forward. And again, allow your breath to guide this movement, not your movement to guide the breath. So taking your time, feeling this movement, this mobility through the vertebrae of your spine. Feel how good it feels to be inside your body. to allow this movement in and to have freedom of expression in this movement, and how good it feels to express ourselves in these movements. And one more time around. Pausing in center, tall spine, and then relax just a bit. Switch out your ankles. So bring your back leg forward and front leg back. And inhale, reach the arms up and over the head. Exhale as you cactus your arms, lifting the sternum up. Shoulders relax away from the ears, elbows pull down. Inhale, bring the arms back above the head, tall spine. And exhale, twisting to the right side, bringing left hand outside the knee, right hand behind us. Nice and tall as you inhale, and moving into the twist as you exhale, bringing the gaze over your shoulder. Drawing back to center as you inhale, big heart opener. And exhale to the opposite side. Right hand outside of left knee, left hand behind us. Tall spine, inhale. And moving into the twist as you exhale. And inhale, bring the arms back above the head. And exhale, bring the hands down in front of you. Walk your hands forward, coming into a forward fold. Bringing the forehead down to your mat, pushing the hips back. So really grounding through the hips. And then start to massage the forehead here, left and right. And begin to take that massage around the face as best as you can. And just placing a little pressure all around. So massaging parts of the body that maybe we don't typically think of. Try to get your chin. And then allow the forehead to come back to the mat. Grip the ground with your hands. When you're ready, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come onto the knees, uncrossing your ankles. Draw your knees in towards each other. Shoulders come over the wrist, neutral tabletop. And if you're sitting on a blanket or a pillow, you can move that out of the way. Spread your fingers wide here. And we'll begin to move through the hips. So maybe swaying the hips side to side, drawing some of that energy out that may have built up from sitting for about 10 minutes. Bring your left knee behind right. Nuzzle the knees in as close as possible. Spread the feet, spread the ankles away from each other, and then sink your hips back. And you don't have to touch the ground here. A hover is fine. You can walk your hands forward. And actually, I find a little bit deeper of a stretch when my hips are hovering. And the forehead doesn't have to touch the mat either. Just take a few moments here. Let the hips feel that nice opening. A few breaths in and out. Staying with that Ujjayi breathing. And then when you're ready, come forward and switch it out. So left knee is going to come in front of right. Nuzzle the knees close. Fan out your feet and then sink your hips back. Beautiful. Come on forward. Uncross your knees, neutral tabletop. And take a few circles around the wrists. Notice the pressure pushing into the palms and the fingertips as you do this. There's no need to rush this movement. Take time with your body. And then switch your direction. So a lot of the times we are rushing through life. We're rushing to meet deadlines. We're rushing to catch flights, maybe. Not so much anymore. Rushing to appointments, rushing to do the thing, to eat lunch, to check off our to-do list. And very rarely do we take time to slow down, to feel, to embody our movement practice. So today we get that opportunity. Start to pause, spread your fingers wide, curl your toes under, lift the knees up. Pause, tuck your tailbone down and under. Feel the core start to light up. Push into the hands, rounding your upper shoulders. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, start to lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And we'll bring our feet hip width distance apart, or a little bit wider than hip width today. And we're going to move into kind of like a wiggly down dog. Think of like an octopus here. So your knees are bending as you're drawing your hips up and back. So moving your hips all around. And if this movement doesn't quite make sense to you, just allow your hips to move in whatever way feels good. But it's sort of like pedaling through the heels, or wiggling like octopus tentacles. And then we'll pause, shifting forward to a high plank pose, bringing your feet a little bit wider than hip width if they came out, and then slowly lowering down to the right forearm and left forearm, interlocking your hands so the arms form a triangle. Shoulders are over the wrist. Push into the elbows, push into the forearms, tuck your tailbone under, and hang out here for just a moment. Finding strength in the body, strength like the earth, nice and strong. Inhale. Exhale, lower the body down to the mat. Pelvis touches, toes uncurl. Draw your shoulders back, lift the chest up, a variation of Sphinx pose, so the hands are still together. Pushing the pinky toes down into the mat, pushing down into the forearms, drawing the shoulders back. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, look down. Curl your toes under. Inhale, pushing back up to a forearm plank, still in that triangle position with the arms. Release the grasp of the hands first, push into the right hand, and then left hand, plank pose, and exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Taking our gaze forward, we're going to walk our feet forward, come to a rag doll, legs hip width, bending the knees, grabbing opposite elbows, and let your head be really heavy here. Checking if you can shake your head. No. And then yes. Belly resting on the thighs, weights tilting forward. Feeling this nice stretch in the back of the legs, allowing the spine to be super, super long. Releasing the arms to the earth and nice and slow, rounding the spine up to standing. Stacking the head over shoulders last. Great work. Reaching for your yoga strap or whatever you have to imitate a yoga strap today. Bringing the arms wider than shoulder width distance apart. Roll your shoulders back. Tuck your tailbone in so the core becomes nice and strong here. And then we're going to inhale, bring the arms up and over the head. And exhale, bring the arms behind you. You may need to widen the grip here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms forward. Try to keep the same amount of work in both arms, keeping the band tight the whole time. Feeling this nice flossing of the shoulders, so this nice opening of your shoulders. I'll take one more time up, and back, and up, and forward. Good. Let's bring our hands shoulder width distance apart. So about as wide as the hips, maybe just outside the hips, right? Shoulders are usually a little bit wider than our hips. So just outside your legs. And band still nice and tight. You're going to inhale, bring the arms up and over. If you feel like your arms are too far apart, you can draw them closer together. And once again, tuck your tailbone down and under, lengthening towards the heels so your spine stays really protected. And you're going to use the strength of the right arm to pull the left arm over. Bicep stays with the ear and gently pushing the left hip out. And so your left shoulder is going to want to come forward. Draw your left shoulder back, and it helps if you spin your gaze up. And then as you inhale, coming back through center. And as you exhale, left arm is going to pull right arm over. And same thing, you're going to push your right hip out. Check in with that right shoulder. Is it drawing back? Gaze is up to help. Breath may be shorter here. It's totally fine. Inhale, pulling back to center. And then as you exhale, let the strap fall behind you. Keep holding tight on that strap. So keep abducting the arms outward. Feel almost a hollowing of your armpits. Almost. And then tuck the tailbone under, lifting the sternum up. Big inhale. And as you exhale, forward fold. Hinging at the hips. Releasing the strap to the earth. And kind of wiggling out the arms here. And let's inhale, take a halfway lift, hands to shins, flat back, shoulders drop back. And exhale, you're going to step back to a high plank pose once again. Bring your feet wider than hip width. Shift the weight forward so shoulders over wrist, tailbone lengthens down towards the heels. Slowly, slowly drop your left forearm to the mat and then right forearm to the mat. Form that triangle with the arms. Interlock the fingers. Push into the elbows, rounding the upper back. Tucking the tailbone down and under. Really creating this earth feeling inside the body is really big strength. Legs are strong. Think like bamboo. Really strong legs. Feel the shake in the body. Hold here, creating fire in the body for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower the pelvis down, uncurl the toes. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, pushing into the elbows. Find the opening in the heart. Pushing the pinky toes, the top of the pinky toes down into the mat to remove any compression from the SI joints. And then spinning your gaze down on your exhale, curling the toes under. Inhale, rising up to a high forearm plank. Exhale here. Uncross the fingers. Push into the left hand and then right hand. Plank pose. And exhale, hips go up and back. Downward facing dog. And you can step your feet in a little bit closer here. Spread your fingers wide, rooting firmly into the hands. Hips lifting up and back. A small bend in the knees if you need. Breath in. Big sigh out. Breath is medicine. Inhale, sweep your right leg up towards the sky. Pause here, squaring off your hips, hugging the navel in and up towards the spine. All 5 toes facing the yoga mat. And then as we exhale, nice and slow, we're going to draw our knee to the nose. Shoulders come over wrists. Gaze comes forward, and we quietly step that right foot forward. Keep your hands in cup shape. They can also be on blocks if you have them nearby. And then inhale, straighten your right leg, supported pyramid pose. Exhale, bend the knee, low lunge. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale, straighten the leg. Pause in this straight leg, drawing your right hip crease back. See if you can push into that right toe mound and then let the crown of the head soften down. If you need a little bit more lift, you can lift your left heel, and that's going to help get you a little bit more forward, just a tiny bit of space. If it feels like your knee is going backwards, like you're hyperextending, you're going to invite a small bend into the knee, inviting strength in. One more inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee. Drop your left knee to the earth. Inhale, arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, sink into the pelvis. Inhale, push into the right foot, lift the pelvis slightly. Exhale, sink into the hips. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, sinking. Last time, inhale, lifting slightly. And exhale, sinking down. See if you can tuck your tailbone down and under. Lift up with the arms, finding length in your spine. Bring your palms together overhead. Start to draw your shoulders down and away from the ears. Lift the sternum up. Big inhale here. As you exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale, tall spine. And exhale, twist your right side. Hook the elbow outside the knee. Draw your gaze up, right shoulder back. Push your right knee into that left elbow. See if you can draw your right hip crease slightly back. Inhale to center. Exhale, plant the hands to the earth. Inhale, stepping back to a high plank pose. And exhale, shift the weight forward, slowly lower the body to the mat. Uncurl the toes upon arrival. Bring your hands to the outside edges of the mat. Elbows over the wrists. Fingers in cup shape, like you have little mountains underneath your hands. And as you inhale, you're going to push into the fingertips, hollowing out the armpits, lifting the heart up, shoulders drawing back, Bhujangasana. Cobra variation. Exhale, forehead down. We'll do that 2 more times. Pushing into the fingertips, lifting the chest, shoulders back. Elbows stay slightly bent, so we don't need to straighten all the way. We want that strength in the body. And then exhale, release down. Last time here, inhale, push in, rise up, and exhale, release, let go. Hands to a push-up position, curl your toes under. Inhale, rising up, high plank. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Left leg floats to the sky. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. Square hips, belly in, heel pushing back, all 5 toes facing the yoga mat. Stay for an inhale. Knee to nose exhale. Look forward, quietly step forward. Hands to cup shape or to blocks. Inhale, straighten left leg, supported pyramid. Exhale, bend the knee, low lunge. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, knee bends. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, we're going to hold. Inhale, straighten left leg. Pause. You can lift your right heel higher. Draw your left hip back. Push into the left foot. Let the crown of the head surrender. If you feel the knee pushing back like you're hyperextending, invite a small bend into the left knee. We're going to go ahead and bend left knee, release right knee down to the earth. Inhale the arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sink into the pelvis. Inhale, lift the pelvis slightly. Exhale, hinging in. A few more times. Good, last round. Inhale and exhale, hinge in. Arms to the sky, interlocking the fingers, shoulders away from the ears, tailbone tucking under. Breathe. One more inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Twisting to the left side, right elbow hooking outside the knee. Push your left knee into the right elbow. Spin your gaze to the ceiling behind you. Draw left hip crease slightly back. Breathe. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands plant to the earth. Inhale, step back to a high plank pose. Pause here. Spread the fingers wide, root into the hands, rounding the upper back. Shift the weight forward and lower the body down to the mat. Extend your arms forward like a superhero. Super person. Gaze is down at the mat. On our next inhale, we're going to lift the entire body off the mat. So take a moment, exhale here, and then inhale, rise up. Lift the palms, lift the thighs, lift the knees, keep the gaze down. Inhale here, exhale, cactus the arms, pull the elbows back. Inhale, reach forward, spread all 10 toes, all 10 fingers. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, exhale, pull back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, back. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, pull back. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Hands to a push-up position. Curl the toes under. Rising up, high plank pose. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So lots of isometric holds today. Let's inhale, sweep the right leg up towards the sky. We'll bend the knee, open our hip. Let your right shoulder drop down. Keep your navel in. Keep the integrity of the posture. Keep the strength in this pose. And then as you exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Shoulders come over wrist. Take your gaze forward. Quietly step the right foot forward and rise to a high crescent lunge. Arms coming up and over. Right knee stacking over the ankle. And exhale, sinking into the hips. Don't judge the body here. Breathe into the body. Breath is medicine. We're going to inhale into a staff pose. Draw your left knee in towards the chest, tucking the tailbone down and under. As you exhale, vertical twist to your left side. Bring your arms wide. Try to keep the hips squared towards the middle. Extend both arms outward. Inhale, drawing back to center. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So any variation with the arms, we're going to kick the leg back. Chest is lowering down. Drawing the right hip crease back. Right knee can always be bent for a little bit of support here. Don't let the chest sink down. Try to keep it lifted. Think up dog in the chest or cobra in the chest. Left leg lifting super strong. And then take your arms to a capital T. Bend right knee, set the left foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, arms to the sky, high crescent. Exhale, vertical twist to the right side. Squeeze the inner thighs together, but don't let your knee knock inward. Arms come wide, stay low in the lunge. Inhale, exalted warrior. Left arm comes to the sky, reaching back. Exhale, cartwheel, both hands down to the earth. Step back to a high plank. Lower the body down to the mat, nice and slow. Interlock the hands behind you. Roll the shoulders up and back. Little squeeze of the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift the entire body off the mat. Keep the gaze down. Another variation of locust, Chaturangasana. Spread all 10 toes here. Activate that back body. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Bring one ear to the mat. Bend your legs at the knees and windshield wiper the legs left and right. Bring the feet back to the earth. Switch the grip of the fingers, so outside finger in, inside finger out. Roll the shoulders up by the ears. Take them down the spine. Little squeeze of the shoulder blades together. You can keep the bend in your elbows. And on your next inhalation, lift the entire body off the mat. Thighs, knees, ankles. Spread all 10 toes, shoulders off. Gaze is down. Holding here. Feel your back body strengthen for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opposite ear to the mat. Release the grip. Windshield wiper the legs left and right. Bring your hands to a push-up position. Inhale, rise up, high plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches to the sky, bending the knee, opening the hip. Let your left shoulder draw down towards the earth. Hug the navel in and up towards the spine. And like you're moving through honey nice and slow, close off the hip. Draw your knee to your nose like you're moving through honey nice and slow. Gaze forward, step forward. High crescent lunge. Inhale, arms to the sky. No need to rush. No need to judge. When we judge, we're the only ones suffering. Love. Love more, judge less. Relax the shoulders, knee stacked over the ankle, tailbone tucking under, core active, super active now. We're going to inhale, pull the right knee in towards the chest, staff pose. Tailbone tucking, weight over the left heel, long arms. Inhale, vertical twist to the right side. Exhale, arms wide. Hips stay centered, knee stay centered. Inhale, coming back to center, arms to the sky. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Any arm variation to start. Kick the right leg back. Left hip crease draws back. Keep the hips squared. Little bend in the knee if you need to. We're here for a few moments. Find your stability. Find that earth inside the leg, the rooted feeling, and then slowly extend the arms out to a capital T. Bend your left knee. Reach the arms to the sky. High crescent lunge. Right foot sets to the back of the earth. Exhale. Vertical twist to the left side, squeezing the inner thighs together. Keep your left knee tracking outward. Inhale, exalted warrior. Right arm reaching to the sky. Side body stretch. Exhale. Cartwheel both hands down to the earth. Step back to a plank. Pause. All right. Take an inhale and roar it out. Exhale. Let it go. Come down to the forearms, and you can take that triangle position or form the number 11 with the arms. And then slowly start to walk your feet in for dolphin pose. Walk your feet in as much as feels good for you. You can always have a bend in the knees. Push into the elbows. Feel the strength in that upper back. You are strong. You are powerful. You are made of the earth. Find that strength within you. Find the Mother Earth within you. Walk your feet back out. Good. Push into the right hand, then the left hand, and downward facing dog. Exhale. Woo. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, right leg to the sky. This time, opening up the hip, but maintaining the right leg straight. Point the toes to the left corner of your yoga mat and let your right shoulder square down. Work that fascial line through your psoas. And then as you exhale, you're going to draw right knee to right elbow. Draw it to middle. Step the right foot through. Look forward. Launch forward, standing split. Take your right hand to your right hip crease and pull your right hip crease back. Your hands can be on blocks or on the earth. Crown of the head drops. Lift the left foot up as high as feels good. You can always have a bend in the right knee. And nice and slow. Draw left knee behind right. Bend right knee, Shiva squat. Chest lifts. Step the left foot down on the right side of your yoga mat and slide your left leg out as far as it'll go. So straighten the leg, bend your right knee, and sink into the stretch for a moment. Push into the hands. Lift the left leg up and behind you, standing split. Exhale here. Bend your right knee, set the left foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Three-legged down dog. And exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Inhale, warrior two. Woo, back heel to the earth. Arms cartwheel open. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten the right leg. Lift the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, triangle pose. Reach the right arm forward, forward, forward. Bring the right hand inside a right foot. Left arm comes to the sky. Utthita Trikonasana. Triangle. Draw your shoulders back, gaze up. Bring the left arm over your head for a side body stretch. Nice and juicy stretch here. Reach through your left pinky finger as you anchor into the outside edge of the heel. Inhale, rising up. Star, toes turn in, heels turn out. Exhale, Prasarita Padmottanasana, wide-legged forward fold, hinging at your hips, bringing it down towards the earth. Weight tilting forward towards the balls of the feet, hips coming up high. We'll shake our head yes and no. Push into the hands, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands to the right side, bend your right knee as the right toes turn slightly on a diagonal. Pivot to the front of the mat. Step your right foot back, high plank. Come onto the left forearm, right forearm, forearm plank. Interlock your fingers. Walk your feet in towards your elbows, dolphin pose. And again, you can have a little bend in the knees. Push into the elbows, round your upper back. Gaze between the wrists or between the forearms. Really push down, push down, push down. Walk your feet back. Push into left hand and right hand. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Left side, last side. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Keep the legs straight, open the hip, point the toes to the right corner of your yoga mat. Keep your left shoulder down. As you exhale, draw left knee to left elbow. Bring it to the middle. Quietly step it through. Hands in cup shape or on your yoga block. Look forward, launch forward, standing split. Take your left hand to your hip crease. Draw your left hip crease back. Bring your hand back to the earth. Lift that right leg as high as it'll go. Let the crown of the head surrender down. As you exhale, right knee comes behind left, Shiva squat. Left knee bends deeply. Set right foot down to the left side of the mat and then slide your right leg out, straightening the leg as far as it'll go. Push into the hands, stay in the stretch for just a moment. Push into the hands, lift the right leg back to the sky, standing split. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back, three-legged downward facing dog. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Inhale to a warrior two pose. Inhale, straighten left leg, left arm to the sky. Exhale, reach left arm forward for triangle pose. Reach, reach, reach. Left arm to the floor, right arm to the sky. You can bring right arm over the head for a nice stretch. Lengthen through right pinky fingers. You anchor down into the outside edge of right heel. Breath is medicine. Breathe. Judge less. Love your body more. Inhale, rise. Star. This time toes turn out, heels turn in. Exhale, goddess. Bend both knees. Sink the low hips low, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms to the sky. Straighten the legs. Exhale, goddess. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, goddess. And hang out in the goddess for a moment. Move the hips. Nice dynamic goddess. Inhale, arms to the sky. Turn your toes in, heels out. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita Padmottanasana. We won't be here too long. Crown of the head surrenders, though. Take the strain out of the neck. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, walk your hands to the left foot. Left toe probably turns out. We're going to pivot to the back, to the front of our mat. Step back, plank. Pause. And then last time, forearm plank. Walk your feet in, dolphin. Last dolphin, hardest dolphin, longest dolphin. Knees can bend. Now, if forearm stand is in your practice and you want to play with forearm stand, now is a great time to do so. Otherwise, we're just going to push into the elbows and create strength in the body. It's not always about popping up into an inversion. Sometimes it's just about building the strength around the inversion, building awareness around it, so that if one day you should want to, you will feel strong and confident to do this. No judgment, just love. Be careful. If you are in that forearm stand where you start to trickle down, Walk your feet back out. Bring the knees to the earth. Big toes together to kiss. Sink the hips back, child's pose. Walk your hands back, lift your chest up. Big breath in and big breath out. Let's go ahead and shift our hips to one side. And extend your right leg out to a 45-degree angle. Left foot is bent in, think like butterfly pose. If your left knee is lifting off the ground, you can bring a blanket or a pillow underneath your knee. If the right knee feels still a little tight, you can slide a blanket or pillow underneath the right knee. We're going to twist our body to the right side. Walk our hands forward till we can't anymore. And you can bend the knee, and that's going to help us fold a little bit more. You're going to take left hand, reach it outside of right foot, ankle, or shin, wherever you can make that connection to grab. Use your right hand on the ground and twist in that posture. Work the lower part of your back here and breathe. And I'll say it again, breath is medicine. Do not judge your body. I wouldn't even say, oh, this feels so good, or oh, my back hurts, because that is a judgment. And we want to judge less and love more. When we judge ourselves or other people, we are the only ones suffering, especially when we judge others. They are off enjoying their life, not even know that we are judging them. And so we are the ones that get to quietly bear that burden. Even with what's going on in the world today, judge less, love more. Inhale, lift the heart, walk your hands back, tall spine. Take a little twist to the left side, bringing the right hand outside that left knee, gaze coming over the left shoulder. We're going to twist back to center. Switch out your legs. So right leg's going to come in, left leg's on that 45. And again, you can have a knee under your knee, a blanket or a block or a pillow underneath your knee. Either knee is fine. So maybe both knees too. Twisting to the left side. Left knee can bend a little bit. That's going to help you walk your hands forward and hinge at your hips, giving yourself a little bit more space. Taking your right hand, grabbing the outside edge of left foot, ankle, or shin, drawing that that right shoulder down and back. Left hand in cup shape, we're going to twist. We're going to inhale, lift the heart. Walk your hands back to center, nice tall spine, twisting to the right side, left hand outside of right knee, gaze coming over that right shoulder. Come on back to center. Bring both feet together. Let's take a wide triangle or like a wide butterfly. So if you look down in between the legs, we should have a nice like wide diamond shape. So heels away from the pelvis. Tall spine. You can be sitting on a blanket or a pillow here. Start to lean forward. Lean, lean, lean. And when you can't lean anymore, round. Chin to chest. And cocoon yourself in this position for a few moments. And for those that don't know, my word for 2021 is release. Release judgment, release fear, release stories of myself that have halted me to progressing to my next stage in life. So that stories like I can't, or it's hard, or I'm scared. Because on the other side of release is freedom. And so last year, 2020, my word was surrender. So I surrendered to the unknown. I surrendered to what the universe had in store. And I surrendered to how life was, where the world was in the moment. And so what surrender brought me was a pretty dreamy life, but I still wanted freedom. And I thought that this year my word would be freedom. And then upon deeper introspection, I realized that it's not freedom unless I release my tensions, unless I release my scars, my trauma, unless I release forgiveness into the world, love, judgments, fear, because we cannot be free unless we let go. So this year, my work is surrounded around releasing. Because on the other side of letting go is freedom. Beyond our stories, beyond our fears is freedom. Freedom to love more, freedom to do more, freedom to be more. Lift your heart up. Woo. Lock your hands back. Let's go ahead and extend the legs forward. And you can kind of pat out the legs, move them around, and then we're going to come onto our back side, finishing up our class today. Draw your knees towards your chest and you can massage your back here. So I'm curious to know what your word is for 2021, and I want you to take a moment. I want you to scream it out. What do you want to bring in this year? Do you need to surrender to what is, let go of control, or maybe you're at the stage of releasing anything, your stories, your fears, your judgments. Keep your right knee, actually, let's bring both feet to the earth. Slide your hips a little bit to the left first. Draw your knees back into the chest and then let your knees drop to the right side. Arms to a capital T. So where are you in this journey that we call life? What's your word this year? What are you going to work towards every day in some small way? What's going to help you get closer to your ultimate intention of life? Bring your knees back to center. Set the feet to the earth first. Scoot your hips all the way to the right side of your mat. Draw your knees back into the chest and then allow your knees to fall to the left and maybe you gaze to the right. Our ego has a funny way of shielding us from our highest potential. And you are so much more than you give yourself credit for. I am so much more than I give myself credit for. Say that with me. I am so much more than I give myself credit for. Everything I desire desires me. I am not my story. Bring your knees back to center. Set the feet to the earth. Scoot the hips to the middle. Bring your knees to the outside edges of the rib cage, setting up for happy baby. Grabbing the outer edges of the feet, pulling them above the knees, and start to massage your spine left and right. If there's any other movements that you want to take, you can take them now. Otherwise, give yourself a little hug and say out loud, I love you, and end with your name. And then slowly, slowly extend your legs long, coming into your final resting posture, your Shavasana. Well-deserved Shavasana, feet opening like a book, palms facing upward to the sky together. We're going to take one last big breath in through the nose, filling up the body. And exhale, big, huge sigh out, letting go. Shavasana. Allow a deeper, nourishing breath to come in. And let it go, sigh it out. Move your head left and right. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Slowly begin to turn the body to one side in the fetal position, utilizing your bicep like a pillow. And at your own speed, gently and slowly rise to a seat, holding eyes closed or taking a soft gaze. Inviting both hands to heart center. And uniting our energies with one last breath in through the nose. and out through the mouth. Bringing our thumbs to our third eye as we bow the head. With all of my love that I bow to you. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out, feelgoodyoga@gmail.com. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.